These gardens are stackable.
Uh-huh.
And we've already cut these down, but they stack and make these 3 high here.
Uh-huh.
And so that you can grow 3 times as much in roughly the same space as you can with these. However, there are fence posts in these, and that costs something. So for third world countries, if they have enough space, then they can spread them out this way, and it costs a little bit less. But this space here, which is about 45 feet by 45 feet, will support a family of 5 year-round. And that's tremendously important for the third world countries, I believe. We use about a 20th of the water compared with desert irrigation and 1/7 the fertilizer. So we figure that about 500 square feet per person will support a person year-round if they were willing to live on nothing but vegetables and the fruits, the melons that we can produce. Now, nobody wants to live on just vegetables. They like grains and dairy products and meats, but if they have to, they could live this way and live quite comfortably this way. We're experimenting with growing grains now on these gardens. It's not a practical way to do it in this country, but for third world countries, if that's the only choice, then it can be done. In 2 months I'm going back to Egypt, where we have an installation, and it's our 2nd installation over there, and that looks very promising, especially for USAID program in conjunction with some of these poor third world countries. We're doing that in the Sahara near Ismailia.
What about the nutrients? Is that sent with the...
Well, the nutrients are separate, and they are dissolvable in water. That is, you use a teaspoon per gallon in that ratio greenhouse.
Okay.
We can double the output of any production greenhouse, and thereby we cut the energy cost in half, and the energy cost is the major expense in greenhouses, especially in the north.
Uh-huh.
Well, we think it would be excellent for prisons and for the handicapped.
Mm-hmm.
You can grow so much on apartment balconies now that this becomes a whole new market for the nursery trade, the garden stores. Up to now, people in apartments have not been customers for gardens, but now, for the first time in history, they will become customers, and we now have 50% of America living in apartment houses. So there's half of America that's been being ignored by the garden stores heretofore. And of course, that's true for Japan and all of Europe. We have a bunch of gardens being tried out in Switzerland right now.
Because of course this will work on mountainous regions, so you don't need soil.
It'll work in deserts, mountains, rooftops, any place where there's non-arable land. And of course, what you'll see shortly, we're coming out with a whole plan for rebirth of the profitable family farm, which can be set up right near cities in relatively small acreages. That is, 10 acres with our gardens will do what 100 acres of conventional gardens will do. And of course, that's being near the city. It cuts down the shipping costs, and it makes fresher produce available to the supermarkets and the people living in them. Older people who've been happy gardeners can't get down on their hands and knees anymore to garden in the conventional way, and so this opens up a whole new way for the handicapped, which includes, of course, the older people, to garden again.
Correct.
And then the urban people who have front yards and backyards but haven't wanted to plow them up can now use these gardens, just setting them on their driveways or even on their yards without hurting the yards, and produce a tremendous amount of stuff. Cornell University suggests that a half an acre in the north temperate zone here is enough space for the average person to have a kitchen garden. Now that means growing just during the summer season. But a half an acre, we can use less than a 20th of an acre and produce just as much stuff. And a lot of people have that much space who have single-family homes in the cities. Food or flowers over your foundation plantings without destroying the foundation plantings. That's double use of space.
So what do you think? It was a good deal, wasn't it?
Hey, I think it was a real nice.
Good,
No
good?
rain.
Yeah.
All the containers. And this is done once a day, 15 minutes a day. For each zone.
And what was the thing? We said 6 days you should labor and the 7th you rest, right?
That's correct.
So you fertilize 6 days, the
And
7th
rest
you
on the
don't
7th.
fertilize.
You
Yeah,
use
okay.
just plain water on the 7th day. We have figured out 1 gallon of water per unit, and each one of these units holds approximately 7.5 gallons of water.
And these are the Model 84, right? The square ones?
That's right.